Alright, just a couple review problems. Vertex form, put this in vertex form. Solve by completing the square. Vertex form, let's do that first. So, y equals, factor out the a, negative 3. Only out of the first two, so this becomes x squared. And what's next? Minus, not plus, 3x. Leave a space, minus 11. Factor a out of the first two. Next, find the c. What is the c here? Plus half of b, which is 3 halves, square it, 9/4. 9/4. Half of b, or b divided by 2, square it, is 9/4. Now, you didn't really add 9/4. You added negative 3 times 9/4. That's how much you added. So I put it out off to the side sometimes. Negative 3 times 9/4 is negative 27/4. That's how much I added. So I want to do the opposite to the same side, which means I'm going to add a positive 27/4. Did you do that step? No, because that already is happening. Negative 3 times 9/4 is negative 27/4. So it already is negative 27/4. So I have to do the opposite. I have to add a positive 27/4 on the same side. Now, if you did it on both sides, if you put negative 27/4 on this side and then negative 27/4 with the y, that's okay. But if I want to do the opposite on the same side, this is already negative 27/4. This is a positive 27/4, which makes 0. Okay?
When you actually, like, a couple of questions you say on the left side, you like subtracting that number, and then the same you do on the right side. You subtract that number. But here, if you're adding the first, no,
Okay.
negative, if it's negative for the first, then how come it's 1?
Okay, let's think of it this way. Whatever a times c is, okay, right here, this thing right here is always this. Subtract a times c. This thing right here, you might want to write that down for yourself if you didn't, especially if you didn't get this. Subtract a times c right here. So let's think about that. What are we going to subtract? We're going to subtract a, which is negative 3, times c, which is 9/4. You guys understand this? Maybe this is better for you to think about. Always subtract a times c. But look what happens when I subtract a times c. What does it become? It becomes positive, right? You see what happened? That's why I put positive 27/4. I subtracted a times c. Okay? So sometimes it'll be minus this, sometimes it'll be plus. But always think of it like this then. Subtract a times c. Should get it. Now the calculator does the work for you. Okay? Negative 3. X, this is a square. X minus 3 halves squared. The calculator does negative 11 plus 27/4. Enter math frac. And what is your answer? I don't know. Jordan? Negative 17/4. Negative 17. Okay. Negative 17/4. Anybody confirm that? We got 2 there. Anybody else confirm that answer? Okay. All right. There you go. This is vertex form. Y equals this. Now I'm guessing if you missed this, it was this part right here. The adding the 27/4. That's my guess. Okay. So now you know if you didn't before. Here we go. The second one. Solve by completing the square. We don't pull out a 9. We divide by 9. But what happens when you divide by 9? It's not nice numbers. I did that on purpose. Okay? So divide by 9. Divide by 9. Here we go. 9 divided by 9. There's your x squared. Change up colors here. Minus 12/9 becomes what? 4/3. X plus, we'll just leave it as 7/9 equals 0. Yeah, you got fractions. So what? Same process. You find the b, divide by 2, square it to find the c. This is not the c. Okay, move it. X squared minus 4 thirds x, leave a space, equals negative 7 ninths. Find the c. Half of b, so negative 4 thirds. Instead of dividing by 2, we can say times a half. Same thing. And then square it, which is, what is that? Yeah, this is negative 4 6 right now, which changes to negative 2 thirds. Yeah, that's negative 2 thirds squared. You are correct. Now it's positive 4 ninths, because negative squared is positive. This number will always be positive no matter what. This C, always positive. Positive 4 ninths. Everybody understand where I got positive 4 ninths from? Hopefully you're here. Okay, now positive 4 ninths here, and since there's no parentheses, I can just do this, plus 4 ninths here. Okay, it's good. Plus 4 ninths, plus 4 ninths. Here we go. X minus, this is now a square. You made it one, which is, what is that? B divided by 2, which is negative 2 thirds. Everybody should have negative 2 thirds squared, equals this plus this is negative 3 ninths, which is really negative 1 third, so I'll change that up a little bit. Negative 1 third. I made it a square so that I could square root. Square root this side, square root this side. X minus 2 thirds equals square root of a negative number. I got an I. I times, so plus or minus, don't forget the plus and minus. I times root 1 third. Now people will leave root 1 third right here, but you got to realize you can't leave root 1 third. That's root 1, which is 1, over root 3. Okay, so rationalize. Root 3 on the bottom, root 3 up top. So really root 1 third is the same as root 3 over 3. Last step, add 2 thirds. So plus 2 thirds plus 2 thirds. Final answer is right here. It's just hard to see because I don't have a lot of room. So I'm going to erase the bottom. All my work here. So x equals positive 2 thirds. Don't have to write that. 2 thirds plus or minus I root 3 over 3. You could actually put those two things together because they have the same denominator, but I'm okay if you leave it like that. Matthew?
I didn't simplify